Adam, only about 40% of people are actually taking up a transition to retirement income stream. When I asked the crowd last week, only about a third of people put their hands up who are eligible to take it up. Does that surprise you?
Oh, absolutely. It is one of those no-brainers, to be honest. TRISs were set up by Costello in 2007, and they're actually designed initially to assist people transitioning to retirement, what they're designed to do. Just by chance, they give you great tax benefits as well, and an opportunity to build your super and work at the same time and reduce your work time over a period of 5 years or 7 years or longer, so that you can retain your same income level and reduce your work. It's a great idea.
Lots of confusion, Ken, when it comes to superannuation. You know, when I asked the crowd last week who's confused by super, everyone put both hands up.
Well, no wonder after the changes we've had in the last 10 to 15
years. It is pretty hard to follow.
Yeah.
And let's face it, most of the changes from last year only just came through on the 27th of June, 3 days before the end of the financial year, so no wonder we're all confused. But transition to retirement has a number of things that people don't realise. So if you're in transition to retirement mode, no capital gains tax, no tax on the earnings and no tax on the income that you draw out, assuming you're over the age of 60 when you set it up, but even over the age of 55, the investments in your super fund are free of capital gains tax and free of earnings tax.
That's probably a big difference, Sam, because when people actually do the calculations, they just compare what their situation is on an after-tax basis themselves. But if you had exactly the same investment strategy in the fund and you've got 15% less earnings tax and 10% less capital gains tax, it means basically your fund should perform around about generally 1% better for exactly the same strategy. And 1% over 5 years and 10 years compounded is a lot of money.
Yeah, it certainly accumulates, but confusion, what's the best way to overcome that, Adam? Is there a way that we can educate people that it's more entertaining?
Well, you know, there's an endless amount of white noise at the moment, and I must admit there always has been and there always will be. There's always things that are going to be keeping our mind doing other things. I think my biggest job is to keep people focused on the course. Make sure that their objectives and strategies are clearly articulated, put in place a plan that's robust and going to work for them, and keep them on track and stop them making silly decisions.
It's really nice when you get a free kick like this. I mean, you've really got to make the most of it.
Absolutely.
You don't need to change anything else with your super strategy. It's a free kick from the government.
Yeah, no doubt at all. One thing I was pressing home last week in the presentation, I basically had 45 minutes to talk. The first 30 minutes was simply talking about strategy first, product second. There was no talk about property, no talk about shares, no talk about NAB over CBA, no talk about Rio over BHP. Simply by getting the strategy right, you will save a lot of money in tax, and that, I find, is the key. Would you agree?
Strategy, structure, product. That's
absolutely.
The way it should be.
Product last, absolutely.